Truck 12, transfer the course to Truck 4.
Seeing half the building gone, it was just surreal. It was like, it was hard to comprehend that it was really happening and that we were a part of it.
Engine 7 is responding. What channel would you like us on?
I was off duty. I heard a report on the radio that the World Trade Center had been struck by a plane.
It was a normal day. You know, I was taking the recruits out for a run, and you know, by the time we got up to Martin Luther King Avenue, you know, I'm just hearing sirens go off all over the place. So I turned us around, brought us back to the training academy, and that's when I'm finding out, because I walked in to see what's going on. That's when we saw the second plane go into the second tower, because they had the news on. We didn't have additional radios for the training academy, so there was no way for them to contact us to tell us what was going on. Immediately, we had the recruits put together 2 engine companies.
We tuned in to one of the news channels, we're listening, and then we heard another plane hit, and then we heard the Pentagon was hit. So at that point, I decided I'm going in. Like, I couldn't believe what was happening in this country. It just was hard to process.
I was notified by my sister-in-law about she worked with the Pentagon. She was calling me to let me know she got out. She was out okay, because she was on the other side of the Pentagon and was able to get out and go home. Told me turn on the news. That prompted me to immediately go back to the fire station and start calling every member of that station that was local that I can get to try to get them to come on back in.
We were the first due company on the second alarm to the Pentagon, and we went there.
When I got there was already another captain there. Captain Larry Schultz was the captain of Rescue 3, myself, another lieutenant, and a couple other people, and a couple more people just trickled in. They put us in service as a reserve rescue squad and told us to respond to the Pentagon, so that's what we did. It was surreal. You could see the smoke column, obviously, from miles away, but as we were going down 395, I just remember there was so much fire. It was unreal. That it was like movie scene fire. There was fire everywhere. I knew what was going on in New York, and my best friend is and was a fireman there, and at a rescue company in New York, so I knew if he was working, he was going to be there, and I was just wondering if he was alive or not. I'm thinking about all those things were going through my head all at the same time, what we were about to face, whether he was alive or not, what was going on there. We got on the hose line and operated. It was a 2.5-inch hose line. There was 3 or 4 of us operating on there for a good long time, and a 2.5-inch hose line flows over 250 gallons a minute, and it wasn't making a dent in this fire. It was all jet fuel that was burning down the hallways, down the rings, and we weren't making any progress. We just flowed water until we ran out of air, and they told us to get out. I also remember the first thing I did was kneel down on the floor to pick up the hose line, and both of my boots just filled up with water, and I had water in my boots for the entire time I was there after I stood back up. And I just remember that sloshing around in water in my boots. But we went in, started searching. It was heavy smoke. We couldn't see anything. And I just remember feeling on top of the desks and not feeling any computers or paper or anything. And I kept telling Captain Schultz, who was with me on the radio, I said, I don't think there's anybody here, Larry. There's nothing in these offices. But well, he said we got to search them anyway. So we searched them as long as we could, and then we all started running out of air.
When we got there, we were told that another plane was coming in. So it was hurry up, get in, hurry up, come out. We got to keep you protected.
We went in rehab for a little bit, got air cylinders, got water, cooled off a little bit.
We made it in, but we had dumped so much water in the Pentagon that as you were going in, the water was up almost to the top of your boots. And we made it through the rings, and I think we only made it to C ring. Backed up, and then we went upstairs to start putting the second floor out.
I was dispatched to the Pentagon probably about 12 hours after the whole incident it was going on. And it was still a roaring fire. And that was to relieve a crew that was already there. They brought us in on a bus. We found a company that we were supposed to change out with, and that company, those would get on the bus and come back to the firehouse.
Because we put a company in service from the training academy, we were lost. So as the other companies that were assigned from DC were getting relieved, we weren't getting relieved. We essentially ended up at the Pentagon for about 18 hours.
We were in there fighting that fire, and guys were just coming back in and taking more and doing more and just not giving up. And I was very proud of what we did that day, and I'm still very proud of how we operate as a department and the people we have.
That was the first time I really saw so many different people come together. However, because of that incident, I'm amazed at how much separation that I see.
It made me proud of what I was doing and made me want to do it better.
That day allowed a nation that was hurting to come together and fight the same cause.